Today I'm going to talk about buying medications in Mexico. So I had a very interesting experience buying medication in Mexico, and hopefully this will be really useful for you if you are looking to buy medication there. So I had three different medications that I needed to buy. Two of them are for my high blood pressure. So I buy amlodipine, I can never say the name of that, and losartan. So I'll put the names up here. So when I first went to buy my medications, I did buy them on the boardwalk, like in a touristy zone, but like one block off of the touristy zone. And I went to this spot and I bought my losartan from them. I don't have the box anymore, but that box of medication cost me 40 pesos for 15. Yes, for 15 tablets. It was 40 pesos, right? And then I also got another, my amlodipine, whatever, 50 pesos for 10 tablets. So I ended up needing 2 boxes of the 15 box of losartan, and the amlodipine, whatever, I needed 3 boxes of that. So you could do the math on that. I put that up here, how much that cost me. And I was like, okay, that's pretty fair. You know, whatever, that's cool. So then I ended up I ran out of that medication and I needed to go back and buy some more because I only bought a month's worth. I just wanted to see how much it was for a month. Bought that amount. Then I was like, okay, I need to buy 3 months worth of a product because I'm going to be leaving Mexico for 3 months. I'm currently in Guatemala, so I needed that medication for the time that I was going to be in Guatemala because I didn't know the medication situation here, and I didn't want to come to Guatemala and then be like, oh, I can't get the medication that I need. It's not as easy or what have you. So it's super easy in Mexico, so that's why I decided to get it from Mexico. So when I went, what we decided to do was to go to a more neighborhood pharmacy, right? So we literally went in, I want to say we went in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe like, and these blocks are really, really tiny. So like maybe 6 to 8 blocks in, really tiny blocks, right? Just zigzagged into the neighborhood a little bit further into a more like local pharmacy, and I got my medication from there, and it was drastically cheaper, so much cheaper. So I ended up getting my losartan, this same thing, 15 milligrams for each box, and this cost me, I want to say like 35 pesos, something like that. It was much cheaper. So I got, 3 months worth of these, way cheaper. So then I also ended up getting my amlodipino, this amlodipine or whatever. So I was able to get this. Now, this is the old box I want to show you. So the 2 boxes, this is the original box I bought for 50 pesos. This was 10 tablets for 50 pesos. This is 30 tablets for 40 pesos. Or maybe it was even cheaper, I can't remember. But it was basically cheaper. It was cheaper to buy a month's supply than to buy just 1/3 of a month's supply because we went further into the neighborhood, okay? So that is really key to know, is don't buy your medication right in the touristy zone. Just walk a few blocks into a neighborhood, go to the local pharmacy and pay the local price. They're not gonna upcharge you. They're gonna charge you the same price that they charge everybody else. They're just, if you go to the more touristy zone, it's just gonna be marked up because they know that they can mark it up because it's still gonna be affordable to you based on the prices that you're paying back in the US. So do the math on that. I'll do the math on how much a month is worth, how much I paid for a month versus the other place. And yeah, the savings that I got is pretty significant. So make sure you do your research. Make sure you take the time out to go and buy your medication in the cheapest possible place. And price check, go to places, ask for the price, write it down, and then go to another place and price check, get the different prices, and then go back. Speaking of price checking, I did price check 2 different places because I do take testosterone. If you didn't know, I am a transgender man. Now you know. If you didn't know, good for you. So I do need to buy testosterone because I take weekly injections, and I went to 2 different places. Unfortunately, you can only get testosterone in the touristy zones. We went to some local spots, they did not have it. So I ended up going to this spot, and I needed to get also my syringes and needles. So I do 1 needle to inject to draw the medication out of the vial, and then 1 needle to inject into the body, which is smaller. So I ended up going to this one spot. and getting my medication. I did not get the same needle size that I normally get. They didn't have the exact same size, but they had really close sizes. So I'm just gonna end up dealing with this. So what it is what it is. So this, I got for the syringe and the drawing needle. So it's 21 gauge drawing needle. It has way more. It's a 3 milliliter. I don't need 3 milliliters, but you know, whatever. This, you get 5 of them in a package. I ended up getting 2, but this was 40 pesos for 5 syringes plus the needle. Now, the other thing that I got was my needles for injecting. So I will change the needle out on the syringe and put this on to inject into my body, into a fatty zone. I do subcutaneous. I don't do intramuscular because it's not necessary. So I do subcutaneous injections, and this is 10 needles for 130 pesos, and which is really interesting that this, you get more, so I guess that's why it costs, but the syringes with the needle costs 40 pesos. Without the syringe, just the needles, and it's a smaller needle, for 10 of these was 130 pesos. So ultra fine injection in needles, and I bought 2 of these as well. So more than enough for me, because I have some other syringes and needles for my other supplies that I haven't run out of yet. So that's how much that was. So I would say quite affordable. I mean, 130 pesos is like $7 or something like that, you know? 40 pesos is like $3. I mean, $4 maybe? No, like less than $2, something like that. And then ultimately, I did have to get my testosterone. I ended up getting Pharmabolic from Pharmabolic Labs. It's called Cypiobolic, 250 milligrams, which is cypionate, basically. So testosterone cypionate, which is the ones that I use. This is 250 milliliters to milligrams. I usually do 200, but this is the only size they had for the 10 milliliter bottle, and I was okay with that. It was fine. I might inject a little bit less. We'll see. This is, how much was this? This was not cheap. It was 1,800 pesos because I had a discount. I had a 10% discount, so it was like 2,000 pesos, but whatever. I ended up getting a little bit of discount, so it was only 1,800 pesos, which was about $103, something like that. It was a little bit over $100. But this container will get me through 4 months of shots, because I take my shots weekly. So about 20 shots I should get out of this container, this vial. So it is worth it. The price is a little steep. You can get a discount if you buy a lot at one time, but I only needed one. I don't like to carry around a lot of testosterone. So yeah, I only got one vial, but it's gonna last me for 4 months. So to me, it's worth putting that, you know, spending that amount of money. I know that anecdotally, I could probably find this much cheaper. I could find it for as little as $30 or even as little as $60, but I would have to do a little bit more work. I probably have to go to a compounding laboratory, and I might even have to get a prescription. But to get it off of in the tourist zone, they're gonna mark it up, you know, and they marked it up a lot. So I just had to deal. But when I think about, I'm still saving a lot of money, because in the United States, to buy testosterone, out of pocket, you're looking at $200 to $300 for the same vial of medication. So I'm not saving a ton of money, but I'm saving a lot of money. So I have to be grateful for that, and that I can afford to buy my medication. So that is the situation it is with buying testosterone, with buying hyper blood pressure medication. My partner also bought some medication. I'm not gonna say what kind of medication, but she bought some medication here that is prescription only in the United States as well, and she was able to get it for a very comparable price. I got to ask her how much it was, but it wasn't very expensive. The only thing was that she would usually take it in these gel tablets with really little small beads in the tablet, in the gel capsules, but she had to buy tablets in Mexico. They only came in tablets. So that was the only difference that, you know, mattered to her, but it ultimately turned out to be fine. So, yeah, she saved quite a bit of money, because I think out of pocket, her medication is like, for 3 months supplies, is like $1,000 or more even, I believe. And she paid out of pocket, and she paid literally, I don't know, $10 or something for a month supply. Like something ridiculous. I don't know exactly, I'll ask her the exact numbers were, but it was ridiculously cheap compared to buying it in the United States out of pocket. So the United States has a grip hold on medication. The medical industrial complex is absolutely terrible, and they are ripping Americans off. People have medical insurance and still can't afford to buy their medications or go through any medical procedures, and that's messed up. When you can go out of the country and pay out of pocket and end up paying a quarter or less of the price, it ain't right. It really isn't right. But that's the world we live in, and I'm gonna take advantage of my opportunities and my privilege, and I'm outside of the country right now, so I'm gonna buy cheap medication. So that's what it is. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, please ask below. Please like, share, subscribe, and if you need any help wanting to move abroad, wanting to change your life in some facet, financially, career-wise, please reach out to me. You can contact me in the description below is my contact details. So thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next one.